Hello and welcome to this course. I'm Ozark, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this exciting coding journey. In order for you to follow along with me in this course, you will need somewhere to type your code. There are many ways you can do this, including some text editors such as Notepad+, or larger programs called IDEs, such as PyCharm or Microsoft's Visual Studio Code. However, using these does require you to first download and install them on your local computer, together with the official Python installation as well. While Python and all of these editors are absolutely free to download and use, they also require some configuration and setup after the installation. Depending on your computer skills, this isn't the most difficult thing in the world to do. But at the same time, this course is about learning Python first and foremost. With that in mind, my goal is to get you started with that as soon as possible, without any hassles. Therefore, I am going to make your life simpler by saving you a ton of time from having to do these installations and setups. With that said, if you prefer to go that route, you are more than welcome to do so. I just won't be showing you their install processes in this course, as it's not necessary to enjoy and complete it. So, you might be asking yourself, what exactly are we going to use for this course then? That's an easy answer. It's called Google Colab, and you already have it if you have a Google or Gmail account, so there's no installation necessary. Plus, it's all completely online, tucked away inside your Google Drive, allowing you to save and share documents from anywhere. Colab is actually a very powerful online software that is used by professional Python coders in many high-end fields such as data science, AI, and machine learning. It's also very easy to use, making it perfect for curious enthusiasts such as yourself, looking to explore the vast universe of coding. Google Colab is actually based on another software called Jupyter Notebook, which serves the same purpose, but that too requires you to install it locally on your computer. The main difference is that when you install a program such as Jupyter Notebook locally, it uses your computer's hardware, especially your graphics card, for simulations. So, if you have an old or slow computer, your code is also going to run very slowly as well, especially as the code gets more complex. We won't ever reach that limitation in this course, but I wanted to simply make you aware of this. With that said, you're more than welcome to install Jupyter Notebook if you prefer, but I will be using Google Colab for this course. The benefit to using Colab is that it's an online-based platform which runs on Google's ultra-fast cloud servers. This means that their computer will handle all the calculations for you. So, no matter how old or slow your computer is, as long as you have a working internet connection, you have access to these super-fast computers, which will do all the heavy lifting for you. And it gets even better. Because it's online linked to your Google account, it means that you can use Google Colab on any device, even your smartphone. As this again doesn't use any of your phone's hardware, you can write and run code just as fast as someone on a laptop or desktop computer. Plus, you're mobile, so you can practice your code and finish this course from anywhere, at any time. Isn't that amazing? Well, now that I've completely sold and convinced you as to why Google Colab is as hot as a California Reaper chili, let's take a look at how to access it. To access Google Colab, simply open your web browser and go to the official website at colab.research.google.com. If you're not already signed into your Google account, click the Sign In button. If you don't have a Google account, you'll need to create one. Once you're signed in, you should see a welcome pop-up window appear. Inside it is a default Colab file created by Google. If you click and open it, you will see that it contains an introduction to some of the many features available in Colab. While you don't have to read it, I encourage you to at least skim over it, as it will help you understand what it is capable of. Some topics covered are a bit advanced for a complete beginner, so don't worry about it too much if you start feeling lost and confused. You, however, don't need to do this in order to get started with this course. If you didn't open the file, you will see that the pop-up window also gives you the option to create a new notebook file. Click on that to create a new Colab notebook. If you already closed the pop-up, don't worry. You could easily create a new notebook by clicking on File, New Notebook from the top menu. A new browser tab will open with your new notebook. At the top, you can click on Untitled Notebook to rename it to something else, but that's not necessary. Once it opens, you will see that the notebook is divided into cells, of which there are two types: the code cell and the text cell. Every new notebook comes with a code cell by default. Code cells are where you write and run your code, while text cells are for writing notes, explanations, or anything else you want to include with your code that isn't code itself. To add another cell, simply hover under this code cell and you will see two buttons appear. Clicking the plus code button will create another code cell below the current one, and in the same way, clicking the plus text button will create a new text cell. You can also add new cells by clicking Insert, then Code Cell, or Insert, then Text Cell from the top menu. You can also move cells up and down by clicking on the cell, and then clicking the up or down arrows in the top right corner of the cell. To run any code, we first need to connect this notebook to a dedicated cloud server at Google. This is easily done with a simple click of the Connect button on the top right of the notebook. After a few seconds, you will see it change to an image with a green checkmark, with the words RAM and disk next to it. RAM stands for Random Access Memory, which is the memory allocated to this notebook from their server. Your computer and phone also have RAM in them as it's required for it to function. Disk is simply a hard drive or disk space allocated to this notebook, allowing you to upload files to it. For interest's sake, if you click on this RAM and disk button, you will see a breakdown of the allocations. Now that it's connected, we can run some code. Click on a code cell to start writing code. Google Colab supports Python and its libraries, as I've mentioned before. For illustrative purposes, I am going to type out a variable, assign it a data type, and create a print statement. Don't worry, I am going to be teaching you what all that means in this course. After writing your code, you can run the cell by clicking the play button on the left side of the cell or by pressing Ctrl and Enter on your keyboard. The results of the code will be displayed directly below the cell. That is really how easy it is to create code in Google Colab. You can also connect and run any code by clicking the Runtime menu from the top menu bar. This gives you more controlled options, such as to run only selected cells, run all the cells, or run cells before and after a selection. We won't be using these, but I just wanted to let you know that they exist. We can also disconnect or restart the runtime from this drop-down menu, or by clicking the arrow next to the RAM and disk button, which gives the same options. Google Colab also automatically saves your notebook to Google Drive into a custom-created folder called Colab Notebooks as you work. You can also manually save by clicking File, then Save. Alternatively, you can press Ctrl and S on your keyboard. If you want to share your notebook, click on the Share button in the top right corner of the screen. You can then enter the email addresses of the people you want to share with, or you can get a shareable link. There are many more things you can do with Colab, but this is all you need to know in order to complete this course. Here's a link to a more in-depth tutorial on my website if you are interested in learning more. Great. Now that you are set up, let's start learning some Python. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you've made it this far, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed the content and have learned something new. If so, please leave a like and subscribe if you have, as well as to get notified of any future videos. Oh, and make sure to check out this video as well. You can also subscribe over here. And this one is pretty cool too.